This being day...
It's day 7.
Is it day 7?
This is when God had a rest.
Is it day 7?
Yeah.
Of a project that wasn't meant to be this ambitious to be perfectly honest, but...
Not 8-hour days though. They are
No.
averaging on 4.5.
Yeah, but still, I mean, as a first demo from a band. But, like I said, before I left for home for this day, and home is not always happy when leaving for these kind of ventures. But at least, I'm pretty sure, from what I've heard, I will be extremely satisfied with what we have done. It's not going to be like a sloppy last, or what is it called?
Not too much of accepting failure.
No, so in that sense, it's going to be a good EP.
The lamp because you look kind of dark.
It's kind of.
Right now.
It's okay.
I'm doing the secret
It's
editing.
okay. I'm trapped in here.
Very secret editing.
So today, the second final day of recording. Henry is comfortably lying here. We're gonna do song on Samarkand mainly.
So this is like actually half day, and tomorrow we're scheduled for a quarter of a half day.
Yeah.
Eighth of a day.
And it's an intro, also I think intro for, what is it called nowadays?
It's called Devoted to the Stars.
Or maybe just Stars, I don't know.
The intro is done.
The intro is done?
Yeah, we did
so
that.
Aha.
The vocals for it.
Oh, the vocals on
The
the
vocals
intro.
for it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a little tweak we need to do this, but that's gonna go quickly.
No, so.
Forward operations, trainers rules, maximum silence, donation of youth, trail based punishment with death to remorse, the orthodox angle, the feeling of loss, trace going westbound, fell to the brim, splice and armor, read everything, planets in motion, no turning back, no window when we strike to attack. The world is sick and needs a cure. At the shores of Samarkand, we shall always endure.
Very good.
Muy bien, muy bien.
Very good. Okay. So we just,
All vocals are done now.
Yeah.
Yeah, all vocals matter.
All vocals matter. Well, good vocals matter, I would say. We ended with probably what everyone's going to hear first.
Yeah.
We ended with, and I had forgotten because.
And just before that, we had the very last thing.
thing. Maybe I don't know the order of the songs really.
It's gonna be the last one.
It's gonna be the last one.
Yeah, we are having
Traditional style.
Exactly.
I think it would work like that. Yeah, we did talk about the lyrics we talked about them in that one a little bit before when I was in the sofa.
Did we talk about this one?
Yeah, somewhere, but we didn't. Yeah, Tudor talked about Gothenburg. Gothenburg, it's not called Gothenburg.
Yeah.
The Stars.
Yeah.
I think he talked about that
Yeah, he did.
in the haze of beer last time. I think. And you talked about Reaper's track. Is it track or trade?
Reaper's Tracks.
Tracks.
Reaper's Tracks.
Track.
Reaper's Track Pants.
Yeah, and Samarkand we mentioned. Anyway, it's quite clearly a piece about war. What war? What could it be? Who knows?
It's not an anti-war song, it's an anti-autocracy
It's
song.
spelled from. It's not spelled. It's written from perspectives, a bit different perspectives, maybe in
It is.
different parts, right?
It is indeed.
A classic epic war song thing to do. That
Yeah.
kind of works.
But it's written from the Russian side and from the stupidity of
Yeah,
the Russian
exactly,
leaders.
exactly. That's a good move. But there's one song we've never discussed the lyrics on, and that's
The something blues.
hardship blues.
Hardship blues.
Hardship blues. Yeah.
Well, that's
it's
Tudor's
pretty
song.
clear. Yeah, it's Tudor's song. It's pretty clearly about the hardship of just being in society. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that it's not. I mean, I can recognize myself in that song. I think, like, I want out of this.
I want out.
Yeah, exactly. One of Halloween's good songs.
So all that's left now is few guitar solos. We're not going to record them even because the camera is not
so
going.
pretty much. It's
One
pretty
guitar
much nothing. We
solo.
would have done it tonight, but actually it was good that we didn't because there was enough time for vocals. So that's the lyrics, but we haven't talked about the vocal, the singing that much.
No.
About the singing.
Yeah, what do you think? What would you ask the singer of your own band if you weren't in your own band?
Wait,
I would ask. I mean, there's power in your voice. Obviously, you can growl and be very quiet. But when we did the ice hockey chant choir, we had to put you 3 meters behind us.
Yeah, to get the even output volumes.
Exactly. Your voice is so strong. Is that something you practiced, or is it a lot of practice?
Yeah, I've learned
before.
everything. I've learned it from YouTube and internet. Like found it all myself and done the practice. And I practice a lot in the car on the way to work and stuff.
Car is good.
Yeah.
That's why some growlers are worse, because they don't own a car.
Yeah. Having a car is fucking good.
It's a great vocal booth.
Yeah. And before I moved out, before I moved to my own place, I had my parents' house to terrorize with my vocal practice.
Yeah.
And how would you say? I mean, we've been now practicing in actually 2 bands almost for a year now. I would say not quite.
Yeah.
We met in September, October or something and started rehearsing. Would you say we've been, steadily practicing once or twice a week? Has it improved your voice or?
Yeah.
Hopefully, right?
What's the big difference between like singing with other musicians and singing in your car alone with YouTube? Or?
Yeah, the thing is, singing when you are with a band or when you're supposed to sing and when I'm singing just in the car or by myself, then it's like I can do whatever I want to get the voice started. Like getting the voice started is the big thing. Once that's over,
The warm-up procedures. Right?
yeah. And that has been a bit of the struggle because nowadays I mostly go by car, but if you go by train you cannot really warm up until you're there. And
You warm up in the car?
Yeah, a bit. Not everything. I do some in the rehearsal place.
Yeah.
But it's that's the tricky thing. It feels more pressured doing it when you are in the rehearsal place with people, but I've gotten better at that from being in this band.
Yeah, well, you have. And I mean, being the front person, being the main vocalist, that also is a lot of sort of responsibility when we are on stage now.
What?
We still haven't had the debut gig with rEvolve. We had 2 concerts with our previous bands, but you have a challenging job when it comes to delivering vocals, but then it's another job completely to actually be the frontman of the band, get the audience started. Is that something that worries you, or how do you?
No, I'm I love being on stage, and I feel that's my habitat. And whenever I'm on a gig, no matter how, whenever I have a gig, no matter how big it is, I just give it everything, and yeah.
You enjoy it?
We talked about that when you guys were out being a Parkbänks Alkisar. we talked about that actually. You mentioned it and I said that some bands, they don't talk between the songs at all, and it actually annoys me. Even though I'm okay with the idea, I understand where they're coming from. They don't want to bullshit around, like Mastodon, for example. They don't talk, but I wish they did, because it's like we're actually in the same room.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen very often. We're all here. Just talk a little bit. And we talked about that, and I said not in between every song though. And also very important, a lot of smaller bands mistake this bit, and that's that the talk can't have the same format every time. Okay, thank you. So the next song is. Okay, thank you. So the next song is. Okay, thank you. So the next song is.
And are you drunk?
Yeah. That was you brought that up. Yeah, and I've had that in my bands, and I have to agree with you that it sounds kind of stupid to ask the crowd if they're drunk.
Yeah. And are you having a good time?
Well, you can ask that. The first pause, it's okay.
Every second gig.
Remember the first pause after 2 or 3 songs, maybe without talking, you can be like, "Good evening, how are you?" That's okay. Once, that's fine, but not every time, and don't bring the alcohol in. That's almost like an insecurity that you hope they're drunk so they don't hear my mistakes. So because the reason I'm agitated about this is that I've done so much bands live, way more than the studio. Mm-hmm. I think about 200 bands or so.
Oh, wow.
So I've seen all the good and all the bad, and it helped me a lot seeing the good. I realized what you can do live and how it's pretty small things that you don't think about. It's not about just standing there and playing your songs in a certain order. I have to. So I look forward to going live again myself, knowing a bit more after all those bands.
Yeah, I mean, we started planning a little bit of some kind of stage present and say, cosmetics and whatnot, props on stage just to be a little bit different.
And then from the technical perspective, voice technique, that is, voice and the singing, because we're talking singing now, it's a singer's day. I've said before, but I can say that again because it's a comforting fact, and it's that you are very loud.
Yeah.
And some growlers are not very loud. And then you got the guy with the rude crash cymbal in the background, just churning away on it. So it doesn't matter if I'm the sound guy how much I put your mic up, because you're never going to be half as loud as what comes in from the rude cymbal into your mic. So being a loud singer is super good for loud music. It's even good for quiet music actually, if you can control it.
Yeah.
So the best thing is if everything is louder than everything else.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
Final question for tonight. Now that basically everything is in the can, we've heard some fragments, we heard some rough cuts.
3 songs.
3 songs.
The 2 songs vocally we've heard, in their demo, demo masters, you could call it.
Yeah,
perhaps. Yeah.
but I mean, considering we formed almost half a year ago, and what's your kind of impression of the record, or of the EP, of the recording?
The whole thing. So
before you have heard it all.
More than just the voice.
Yeah, more than the whole thing. What do you think?
I think it's gonna be sick, and I'm looking forward to showing it to everyone.
Nice. That's where you want it. I think it's gonna be really good too. I knew I was gonna be able to make it okay at least. I knew that going in, so I wasn't worried about a train wreck.
And we turn the camera towards.
Oh yeah, this is the
engineer and producer.
Yeah, well, I can take a bit of production credit, but not too much. There's a reason that I didn't want that, because if I take production credit, I have to be a bit more of a bitch about everything. I might want to even change tunings or keys and shit, So it's nice to be engineering, because then you can stand the engineering ground very comfortably. Usually, some bands there's some wise guy that wants to step in even there, and sometimes it's good. But I felt that I could do that, and I found that inspiration I mentioned with Terry Date, who did Sepultura, Pantera, bunch of other bands. Basically, there's maybe more of a 90s sound, even though I'm an 80s and 70s and 60s guy, really, essentially. And the modern approach, like the modern sound of it, is mostly for convenience, because we haven't recorded it in a very expensive Abbey Road style classic studio. So then you have to tamper a little bit with the sounds, just to make them sound better. Even though your drum kit actually sounds really cool, we would have needed a more elaborate setup to record it the way it actually sounds.
Yeah.
But it's fine in metal, Luckily, it's fine in metal to have a sound that maybe is not so much like an acoustic kit.
No.
The vocals are always the most fun to record. I gave you some thumbs up along the way, but we haven't really had time, so I will say that now, that it was a really well done recording. And you haven't done that many, you told me?
Yeah, like I've done one black metal recording when I was 18.
Some small stuff at home, right?
Well, also that, but other than that, with a band, then I did one recording for Outärligt.
All right.
Which means unbearable.
You can splice that in now in the background. Outärligt. But yeah, well done, and also not much complaining from you. You've just been truthing it.
Yeah.
Because I've been pretty, not hard on you, but I've been like, again, do it again.
Yeah.
That's not really tight, and etc. Because I know that what really matters to the listener is the vocals. It really is. Like, it doesn't matter if I like instrumental metal. Like you said before, earlier in this documentary, no one listens to instrumental metal, sadly.
No.
I love it, but I mean, Animals as leaders, they did make it through miraculously. And he's a very cool guy, Tosin, so maybe he's just so cool that he doesn't have to sing.
No.
I wouldn't know, but yeah, it feels good. I think we can call it done now in terms of recording. Discounting one small guitar solo, I mean, it's pretty much nothing.
So, any final words? This is the last video of this diary.
What do you think about my beard? No.
I don't think anything about it, but I like your hair a lot. Your hair, if a metal singer is indeed a metal singer, it should look something like that.
Yeah.
Great hair. That's a big plus for your band.
Yeah.
Your hair.
Yeah.
So that's my final words.
Yeah,
I didn't have anything to do with
I'm not
the
going to
hair.
be too loud about it. We'll make him shave before the next gig.
Well, you know, you make do with what you have, which in mine, in yours case, there ain't that much on top of the head anymore. So, you know,
Yeah.
we
Coolio.
got wisdom instead.
So guys, thank you for watching. Stay true. Follow YouTube channel, follow us on social media. Do click follow on Spotify as well.
And skål from Stockholm.
Skål from Vinsta.